everybody. Welcome to Pre-Service Chat. It is so good to have you all with us, and it is really great to have Jeremy and Leah in studio, not over StreamYard from Africa. You guys are here. Home, I don't know if we're quite there yet, but you're here 12 years on the mission field and you've moved back. Welcome. It's great to have you guys here. How has all of this been going for you?
It's never dull.
Yeah.
Let's say that.
Yeah.
There's a lot to do just to get started and figuring things out.
But we're really thankful that our church community really helped us with furniture and figuring out housing and a lot of details and even a place to land when we first arrived.
We've really been
God.
welcomed.
Yeah.
We've really been welcomed well.
Meals. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, because last time we did this, I remember we were kind of like, okay, so coming home, no, not home, here, leaving home, we got to have a home.
Yes.
And all of that has worked out. So that is fantastic. One of the challenges, obviously, would be jobs. Jeremy, I understand you have a job?
I do. I've got one lined up to start middle of September.
Okay.
And so that is fantastic. We have told a lot of people God works on his own time and it's never ahead of time.
Okay.
And so after we said that the last time, then this just fell into place just amazingly.
Nice.
And so we had to eat our words again about who God is, how he works.
Yeah.
He doesn't follow a formula, that's for sure.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. So you got a place to live, you've got some job, you're still working on, obviously, all kinds of things. Your kids are here, kind of settling into school a little bit. Leah, is this?
Yeah, so Ryan, our oldest, has started an apprenticeship.
Awesome.
And Paul is going to start UVic in a week or so. And Marie will go to high school.
Yeah.
She's starting high school.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So as you've kind of come back and you're here now, maybe what are some of the surprises? Are there any surprises maybe for you as you've just been settling? What has it been, about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks or so?
Almost, I think 3. Yeah.
3 now, yeah. Are there any sort of surprises for you as you've just been sort of settling back into this North American experience?
Well, we drive along and like, whoa, that intersection didn't used to be there. Now where do I go?
Yeah.
So driving is definitely a challenge. We're switching we drove on the left hand to the right hand now. So far I haven't swerved into the wrong lane. So that's good.
Yeah.
And the community in the church, it's changed a lot over the years. There are some lovely familiar faces, but also a lot of ones that are brand new to us.
Yeah.
Our kids still are finding hot water coming out of a tap a novelty.
Okay.
It is that. Yeah.
All right. So, things we can learn. I didn't realize, I'd forgotten about the driving thing. And background. Do you know, since you guys have been gone, they are importing vehicles from other countries that drive on that. Maybe you could get one of those, and that might make you feel. No,
I think that would be a bad idea.
It probably is not the best idea. So I talked about earlier that for 12 years you have been in Africa working with AIM. Do you want to just give just a little snapshot? Now recognize on October 2nd, everybody, Jeremy and Leah are going to be taking the service and sharing about their ministry and all of that, but maybe just give a little bit of an overview for those who are new. What was it that you did, which I know changed a bunch, but can you give us a little synopsis?
Go for it. If you can summarize this, go for it.
Yeah, all right.
So in 2010, we moved into a small little Muslim village amongst the Digo people, and we were there for almost 3 years, learning language and culture and just living in community, and it was kind of a friendship evangelism, but there was also some humanitarian aspects to what we were doing. Following that, we came back to Canada for a year. We were very burnt out after our first term and needed some recovery. Then we went back to Tanzania and we worked with our AIM's training program, doing administration for a couple of years and running training programs across Africa. So that was a really fun term.
Wow.
We did that for a couple of years, and then we actually led our own training team. We were out amongst the Zagua people for 4 years, and just loved living there and training new missionaries into how to live well amongst a people that's totally foreign to you.
Yeah.
And then the last 2 years, God called us to Uganda, and we've been working again in an administration term. Jeremy was the kind of regional administration officer, and I was the personnel officer over all of AIM's personnel in 7 different countries.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so as I'm listening to that, and I am barely able to speak English good, how many different languages did you kind of find yourself having to interact with and understand to a degree?
So we learned Chidigo, our first language, fairly conversationally.
Okay.
We can both preach in Swahili.
Okay.
And we got to a conversational level in Zagua as well. We never learned Luganda though. In Uganda, there's a lot of English.
Okay.
So,
All right. So your if you like your business, your everyday language there was mostly English.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Wow. So as you are settling in here, in what ways can we continue, maybe support you, maybe pray for you, just as you're settling and kind of looking into this next phase?
Probably one of the biggest prayer requests right now is peace. Peace in our hearts as we've made a huge change, and who we are, where we call home, is now a very different culture, different place. So that's one of the big things that we are adjusting to, and that we would make ourselves home here for the time that God has us here.
Yeah. Interesting phrase, in the time that God has us here. So it sounds to me like you hold on to time and place fairly loosely, I would guess.
We've learned that we have to.
Okay.
Yeah. We can't make very many plans that are relatively firm and promises. There's so many things that happen that you just can't predict.
Yeah.
And I think that pretty much the whole world has learned that this last 2 years.
Yeah, for sure. Leah, is there anything you'd like to share?
Yeah, it's going to take some time. AIM has planned about a 6-month transition for us, where we'll remain on support, even though Jeremy's starting his job.
Yeah.
And just to help us get back on our feet.
Yeah.
As part of that, just really pray for our kids. They're kind of invisible immigrants. They don't know how Canada works, and they're really discovering what it means to be Canadian, and all the good and the bad and the ugly that comes with that.
Yeah.
You know, there's beautiful everywhere, and there's also hard things everywhere.
Right.
So they're discovering some of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really looking forward to hearing you on October 2nd. That's going to be great when you can share a little bit broader and some more detail and all. Thanks for being here. Man, if there's any way, beyond what you've just shared, that we can pray and support you, please let us know. Thanks for joining us today. Everybody, thank you for tuning in. Have a great day.